In the heart of Jetavana Grove, Buddha sat under a banyan tree. His disciples gathered in reverent silence. Among them was Sudatta, his eyes filled with sorrow, carrying the heavy burden of his recent marriage's dissolution. The lotus flowers floated serenely, their petals unblemished by the tears of those who mourned. The Buddha approached with a measured grace, his robes swaying gently in the breeze. "My union has crumbled," Sudatta said, his voice heavy with pain. "Hatred now clouds my heart, blocking my peace." Buddha closed his eyes briefly, listening intently, as his disciples leaned closer to hear his response with anticipation. "Sudatta," Buddha began, his voice calm and steady, "hatred is the wildfire that consumes the fertile forest of life. Lord, my love has left me. My heart feels torn apart, and the world is devoid of color." Buddha continued, "Imagine a potter molding clay with care, shaping it into a vessel filled with beauty and usefulness. If the vessel cracks, the potter does not grieve its loss but begins anew, transforming its fragments into something unique. Sudatta, you must reshape your heart, casting aside bitterness and resentment, and embracing the fertile soil of compassion." His disciples nodded thoughtfully, and Sudatta raised his head, the spark of understanding slowly igniting within his wounded soul. "But Master," Sudatta questioned, his voice trembling, "how can I forgive when anger fills my heart and clouds my mind?" Buddha smiled, his serene face glowing with wisdom, as he shared a parable that resonated within every listener present. A farmer sowed seeds into dry, cracked soil, hoping for a harvest, yet the ground produced only weeds and disappointment. Frustrated, the farmer burned the field in anger, destroying the very soil that held the potential for renewal. In despair, the farmer abandoned the land, unaware of the power of patience and transformation within the ashes. The ashes contained nutrients, and with care, the soil could once again grow crops, bringing bounty and sustenance. Like the farmer, Sudatta, you must not abandon your heart, even when scorched by anger and sorrow's flames. Clinging stems from fear, Buddha continued, addressing the gathering. It is the ego's cry. This is mine, and I am incomplete without it. To forgive is not to forget the harm nor condone the act, but to release the poison binding your soul. A serpent strikes in fear, unaware of the damage caused. Hatred strikes similarly, rooted in ignorance and suffering. Release them, and you shall find peace. Amara's heart ached at the thought of letting go. Yet a glimmer of relief sparked within her. "Master, forgiveness seems insurmountable when the wound is fresh and the pain persists," Sudatta said, his voice trembling. Buddha responded with infinite patience, his serene demeanor unshaken, his words flowing like the Ganges cleansing weary travelers. "Sudatta, envision the river carving its path through mountains, overcoming obstacles with steady patience and unyielding determination. Compassion, like water, softens jagged stones of resentment, transforming anger into understanding and pain into wisdom. When you forgive, you rise above the acts against you, becoming the river that cleanses and heals the weary land. Release the poison you harbor, Sudatta, and you shall sip from the waters of compassion and serenity." Life is filled with moments of pain, loss, and longing. Amara listened intently, her tears drying as the weight of his wisdom anchored her restless soul. Happiness is not attained by clinging to anger, nor is freedom found in carrying resentment's burden upon our shoulders. Sudatta's burden began to lift, his heart opening to the possibility of transformation through forgiveness and Buddha's enlightened wisdom. It stems from craving, tanha, and attachment to impermanent things. He gestured toward the lotus, its petals gently swaying. In the quiet of the grove, Buddha concluded, "Hatred ceases not by hatred but by love. This is the eternal truth." Sudatta left Jetavana with a spark of hope, his heart lighter as the seeds of compassion began to take root. Another day, another gathering. Buddha sat on Vulture Peak, his calm presence soothing the hearts of those seeking refuge. Among the disciples was Mallika, her spirit weighed down by sorrow following the separation from her once beloved partner. By letting go of craving and attachment, peace becomes attainable. His eyes sparkled with the light of profound truth. "My love has ended," she said, her gaze downcast, and resentment fills the void where once joy resided. Buddha watched her with compassion, his serene presence urging her to continue despite the heavy burden she carried. "My heart feels trapped," Mallika continued, tears falling, "and anger clouds my mind, leaving no room for peace or clarity." Sudatta leaned closer, relating deeply to her anguish, his empathy growing as Mallika shared her vulnerable and honest reflections. Buddha addressed Mallika directly, his voice gentle yet profound, resonating with the wisdom carried by the timeless winds. "Mallika, to hold anger is to grasp a burning ember, hoping it harms another, yet it only scorches your hand. Anger poisons the soul, leaving you chained to the pain, unable to reach freedom or the light of compassion. Release the ember, Mallika, and allow the cooling waters of forgiveness to soothe your wounded heart." These eightfold steps lead to the cessation of suffering. To wisdom and compassion, Amara absorbed his words, her mind alight with understanding, her heart stirred by possibility. Resentment is a storm cloud, heavy and relentless, blocking the warmth of understanding and the peace of reconciliation. The path to forgiveness is not easy, but it leads to freedom, lifting the burdens that weigh down our spirits. Mallika raised her head, her curiosity kindled, and she asked, "Master, how can one forgive when the wound still aches?" Buddha smiled, his voice flowing like a river, carrying wisdom to soften the sharp edges of her anguish. "Forgiveness is a journey, Mallika, not an instant decision. It begins with recognizing the shared suffering that binds all beings. I wish to walk this path, Lord. Teach me, guide me, so that I may find peace." Buddha continued, "Compassion is the first step, Mallika, for it is the bridge that transforms anger into understanding and pain into wisdom. Imagine a river, its waters swift and turbulent, carving its path through obstacles with patience and relentless determination. That river is the embodiment of compassion, softening the jagged stones of resentment and cleansing the wounds of conflict." Mallika listened intently, her breathing steady as Buddha's words formed a melody that resonated deeply within her soul. To forgive is not to forget the harm but to release the chains binding you to the past, Buddha said. Forgiveness liberates the spirit, allowing it to soar freely, unburdened by the weight of anger and resentment. As they walked away from the pond, the lotus flowers swayed gently, their petals a testament to the impermanence and beauty of life. Amara felt a lightness in her steps, her heart no longer weighed down by sorrow but lifted by the promise of wisdom. "It is your response that matters." He gestured toward the lake as the ripples began to settle, restoring the reflection to its former clarity and stillness. Amara traveled with her empty bowl in hand. Her steps were deliberate, each one a testament to her commitment to the path of enlightenment. Happiness cannot thrive in a heart clouded by anger. It flourishes in the soil of compassion and understanding. Each act of forgiveness is a step toward enlightenment, for it is rooted in love, not hatred or retribution. His crops had failed, and his spirit faltered under the crushing weight of impending hunger. Amara approached, her presence serene, like the calm after a storm. "Why do you despair, farmer?" Amara asked, her voice gentle, yet probing, seeking to uncover the roots of his suffering. "My crops are gone. My family faces starvation, and I am powerless to change it," Jaya replied, his voice hollow. Releasing the stones, the traveler found freedom, moving forward unencumbered, his spirit light and his journey made joyful. Mallika listened intently, the parable resonating deeply within her as she recognized the stones she carried in her own heart. Sudatta nodded in agreement, his own journey of forgiveness reflecting the wisdom embedded in Buddha's teachings. Mallika's heart began to lighten, the spark of understanding kindling, as she committed herself to walking Buddha's path of forgiveness. Buddha concluded, "Hatred ceases not by hatred, but by love. This is the eternal truth, guiding us toward peace and freedom." Mallika bowed deeply, her gratitude overflowing, as the teachings soothed her heart and planted seeds of transformation. His presence was calming, like a gentle tide caressing a shore. The Buddha regarded Jaya with eyes that seemed to penetrate the depths of his soul. "Farmer," the Buddha began, his voice steady, like the rhythm of a heartbeat, "tell me of your suffering. My crops have failed. My family suffers, and I am powerless to change their fate," Jaya replied, his anguish spilling forth. Mallika left with hope, her heart filled with determination to cultivate the fertile soil of compassion and transformation. Within another day, another gathering, Buddha sat under the serene Bodhi tree, his teachings drawing disciples from near and far. It mirrors the impermanence of life, but, "Lord, how can I find peace when my family faces hunger and despair?" Jaya's voice trembled, his pain unrestrained. "Peace arises not from control, but from acceptance," the Buddha replied, his words gentle yet firm. "Suffering is born from resistance to impermanence." Amara listened intently, her heart resonating with the wisdom she had once sought for herself. The Buddha continued, his words shaping the air like the strokes of a painter's brush. Buddha gazed at Sudatta with approval and then turned to the assembly, his voice steady yet resonating with profound wisdom. "Forgiveness is not a destination but a continuous journey, requiring patience, compassion, and the courage to confront one's pain. It is a blossoming lotus, rooted in the muddy waters of suffering, yet rising to reveal beauty and tranquility." The disciples leaned closer, each heart open to the wisdom pouring forth like a gentle stream from Buddha's serene presence. The Buddha placed his hand on Jaya's shoulder, the gesture grounding him like roots stabilizing a tree, through the path of right effort and right mindfulness. "Farmer," the Buddha said, "turn your gaze inward, and sow the seeds of understanding." He guided Jaya through meditation, his teachings offering a wellspring of relief to the parched soil of his spirit. Sudatta, inspired by the moment, shared another reflection, saying, "Master's wisdom taught me that freedom lies in releasing the weight of resentment." Buddha acknowledged Sudatta's words, his gentle nod inviting the assembly to share their thoughts, experiences, and questions without hesitation. Another disciple, an elder named Dharaka, spoke of his struggle to forgive a neighbor who had caused him great humiliation. "My pride prevents me from forgiving," Dharaka confessed, his voice heavy with regret. "How can I overcome this barrier within my heart?" Buddha closed his eyes briefly, as though drawing from the infinite well of wisdom that resided within his enlightened soul. "Pride is the stone that weighs the heart, Dharaka," Buddha said, his voice calm yet compelling. "Release it, and you shall rise." To forgive is to embrace humility, recognizing the shared imperfections of all beings, and fostering unity rather than division. "My strength is fleeting, like the rain that fails to nourish the earth." Jaya's words wavered, yet his spirit yearned for the solace he glimpsed. Mallika, emboldened by the discussion, asked, "Master, how do we forgive ourselves for the harm we've caused to others?" Buddha's gaze softened further, his wisdom encompassing the assembly, his words addressing the universal struggle of self-forgiveness. To forgive oneself is to acknowledge imperfection, to learn from mistakes, and to commit to walking the path of compassion anew. A gardener tends to a withered plant, nurturing it with care and patience, knowing it holds the potential to thrive again. Likewise, cultivate your own heart with understanding, allowing the seeds of forgiveness to grow and bear the fruits of peace. He cultivated his mind, planting seeds of effort, mindfulness, and understanding. The earth, though barren, no longer mirrored his soul. Buddha addressed the assembly, his presence a beacon of hope, his teachings resonating within the hearts of all who listened. The journey of forgiveness transforms pain into wisdom, conflict into harmony, and suffering into an opportunity for enlightenment and love. Hatred binds us to the darkness, but forgiveness releases us, allowing us to step into the light of truth and freedom. A disciple named Anila, who had remained silent, finally spoke, her voice trembling. "Master, can forgiveness heal even the deepest wounds of betrayal?" Buddha turned his gaze to Anila, his eyes reflecting the vast compassion he held for all beings and their suffering. Betrayal wounds deeply, Anila, for it strikes at the heart of trust. But forgiveness possesses the power to heal such pain. Trust, like a shattered mirror, may never reflect the same, yet its fragments can create a mosaic of understanding and beauty. Amara and the Buddha watched as he returned to his fields, his steps deliberate, his gaze steady. Another day, another village, another soul healed through the grace of the Buddha's teachings. Amara carried her empty bowl, its emptiness now a reflection of possibility, not despair. Her journey continued, each step a testament to the power of resilience and the wisdom of impermanence. Compassion is the foundation of forgiveness, for when we understand the suffering of others, we free ourselves from anger and hatred. Imagine a lamp, sharing its light with another. Its own flame remains undiminished, yet the world grows brighter through its kindness. Sudatta and Mallika shared a glance, their own journeys of forgiveness intertwining, their hearts lighter with each step along the path. Buddha addressed the assembly one final time, his words carrying the essence of truth and the promise of liberation. Amara approached him, her presence steady, like a lighthouse guiding lost ships. "Why do you linger in silence, poet?" Amara asked, her voice gentle yet resonant, inviting him to share his burden. Mallika, Sudatta, and Anila departed the gathering, their spirits united in purpose, their hearts filled with hope and determination. In the quiet of the grove, Buddha remained, his serene presence a reminder of the boundless possibilities of forgiveness and compassion. "My heart feels empty, and inspiration eludes me." Amara regarded him with compassion, her own journey echoing in his struggle. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.